Actually, DAF analysis session gone, extended. Interviews are going on now. That is why. Okay, how many of you dream about your interview days? Ah, I will give this answer. I will give that answer. Good. सोचा नहीं? हाँ?
Decide the answers. The situation where things are more natural.
Interview is all about being genuine in good words. नहीं, जो झूठ बोलते हैं वो पकड़े जाते हैं. People who lie can be seen on face. मुझे पता है वो यही बोल रहे हैं, वो यही बोल सकता है. Okay, fine. Today we are going to do a really important topic. That is gender discrimination. I will not give you notes for this. है ना? I will put it on LMS. Read it. If you understand the core issue, you will be able to write it. And you already know a lot. Gender discrimination, schemes, what government is doing, what should be done. You already know a lot. So we will try not to talk about issues which you already know. We will try to talk about the core issue. Why? Why gender discrimination? Why? What is the reason behind it? There must be a reason. There must be a reason why male and female are discriminated in a particular manner, positively and negatively. So there is a preference for male child and not for a female child. There must be some reason to it. Is it only in India that is happening? World over. Is it in one culture? Nearly. I will not say all, but most of the cultures. Is it now that it is happening? Since ancient times. So there must be some reason to it. It cannot be a random, unreasonable, meaningless thing that could have happened. I'm not saying it's good, but there must be some reasons to it. And if we identify the reasons right, then we will be able to solve it. Because until and unless we know the exact problem, solution cannot be curative. It will always be symptomatic. Difference between curative and symptomatic? बैक्टीरिया आया. बैक्टीरिया की वजह से क्या हुआ? Fever, cold, stomach upset, all of these things are symptoms. Bacteria is the cause. Till the time you do not remove the cause, if you only work on symptom means if I try giving only medicine for fever will go down, but bacteria is still there. Fever will come again. If I give medicine for cold, stomach, this, that, whatever I do for small period or a small portion of time, it will subside. But because the bacteria is there, it will not be cured. So some solutions are symptomatic. Currently, most of the solutions which are going on are symptomatic. That is why even if we try really hard, government is really passionate, we are really passionate. How many of you are feminist? अरे ऐसे ऐसे मजा नहीं आएगा ऐसे डिस्कस नहीं करोगे तो. How many of you are feminist? Situational feminist क्या होता है? At least women should raise their hand. Huh? Okay, okay. And how many of you are anti-feminist? No anti-feminist? पिछली बार थे 2-3 तो मजा आया डिस्कशन में. अब की बार it will be boring then. हाँ? ऐसे मजा ही नहीं आएगा. Okay, fine, fine. So we will try to find that while the government and all the solutions already you will be reading in society, polity, social justice area, and all the GS paper, newspapers, notes, this and that are all nearly symptomatic solutions. You know it all, or you will read it in the due course of your preparation. We will discuss it also. We will also discuss what are the solutions in a brief. But our real thing lies here. Philosophy should talk about the real cause. Why is there gender discrimination? Okay. So to start with, let us understand first the difference between the concept of sex and gender. So there is this concept of sex and then there is a concept of gender. What is a sex? It's a biological. It's a biological classification on the basis of sexual organs. है ना? Sexual organs. You discriminate that whether a child which is born is a male or a female. This is a biological, and this is prevalent in human beings or in all species. All species. It's a natural thing. Okay. And this natural discrimination, biological discrimination, should it be removed? Of course, there is another. Transgenders plus. There are numerous variants also, though in rarity, but there are numerous variants. We will put it in one category, though it should not be ideally put in one category because each one of them is very different with very different orientation and understanding. But for our educative purposes, for our understanding, we will put them in transgender. Now, this is something which is biological. Should it be changed? Naturally, should not be, because can you remove this difference? No. Is it an inequality? So this is difference. Biologically, male and female are different. But this is not inequality. Even if it is inequality, it is in favor of women. Because women can propagate. Women can propagate. And evolution-wise, or natural evolution-wise, biological evolution-wise, the individual who is able to propagate is the one who is most in control of the species. If today women say, "Bachcha paida nahi karenge," human species will be. So who controls it? Biologically, women. Because they are giving birth, right? But the whole procedure of it creates problematic, because the whole pregnancy and giving birth, the whole thing actually also puts women in a vulnerable position physically. Physically, when they are pregnant, they will not be able to do hard work. When they are menstruating, they will not be able to do very, very hard work. After childbirth, because mother is the one who's feeding, will she be able to do hard work for longer time? So physically, it also puts her in a vulnerable position. But whatever the differences, they are the differences. They are not exactly inequalities. Even though biologically there is an unequal burden of child rearing. But child rearing becomes a problem only when yes, yes. So till the time it is a tribe thing, it's fine. But the moment मतलब सोशियोलॉजिकल आ गया कॉन्सेप्ट, तो अब सोसाइटी को इधर ले आते हैं. जैसे ही सोसाइटी एंटर हुई, नोशंस किस में बदल गए? Now the notion is masculinity or male, femininity, female, and of course transgenders here also same. But gender is a sociological concept. ये natural था, biological था, ये sociological concept है. Sociological concept means that now society puts criterias of being a male and being a female. Tell me, what does a criteria for a boy means? Huh? Short hair. Short hair. Acha, physical strength. Okay. Boys should not cry. मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, है ना? Should not cry. हाँ. Next. चलो. He should be protective towards family members. Egoistic. Huh? Earning. Okay, we can say, what do you say? Provider. है ना? Provider. Okay, what else? All outdoor works. दूध पानी चाय लड़का लेकर आएगा. ब्रेड लेकर आनी है, जाओ भाग के ले आओ. Okay, what else? A particular type of clothing, है ना? What else? Blue color? No? Blue color? Favorite cartoon, Spider-Man? और कौन सा होता है? Superman. Okay, Superman. चलो. अच्छा, they cannot wear jewelries. Though this has changed a lot of times. In ancient times, king used to wear earrings also and all the things. But now, right now, it is considered not right for the boys to wear jewelry. Even though yet some people wear what? Cricket. Cricket, football. Physical sports. Yes. Physical sports. ये लिख लो बेटा, ये सब लिखना है. भजन नहीं चल रहा है यहाँ पे. हाँ. Beard. Okay, okay. They can keep their facial hair. They can keep their facial hair, right? They don't need to wax. Fine. Acha, always support girls and build monuments for girls. Okay, okay, okay. Rather, can we say that they are more free to express their to express love and sexuality. है ना? Free to express their love and sexuality. Okay. Decision makers. They are considered to be the decision makers in family and in society. We can say that more free to express their political, economic, social, spiritual, religious ideas. Simple. सारे ideas वो ज़्यादा खुल के बता सकते हैं. Okay. What else? Okay, so they are more free on roads, or rather we can say less restriction on their movement. है ना? Less restriction on their movement. Okay. Not to cry also means that they are trained to be less emotional. है ना? Trained to be less emotional. Okay, less safety concerns, freedom of travel हो गया. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus हो गया. Vulnerable if crime happens in society, male gender is more suspicious. Actually, that is because they are more there, na? What else? और बताओ. They are more free to adopt delinquent lifestyle. Delinquent lifestyle means taking liquor, smoking cigarette, eating pan parag. What do you say? Pan parag, tobacco, gutka, whatever you want to say. इसमें क्या है? Simple. They are more free. So do you see? Now तो आजकल देख लेते हैं. But earlier it was not possible to see girls smoking on the roadside freely or drinking liquor with few other girls on the back of the car. Generally it was not a usual sight. Still it is not a usual sight. Okay, what else? Men are handsome. यार कैसी बातें चल रही है तुम लोग? क्या चल रहा है ये? मतलब ना वॉइस तो गर्ल्स की भी स्ट्रांग हो सकती है. Should be financially independent, dangerous jobs, treated as propagator of generation. अच्छा चलो ये मान लेते हैं. Basically, family, what do you say? Family name, है ना? Lineage. Lineage is the thing that is associated with the male. Okay. Anything else? All jobs are theirs. Blue, white, purple, green. It is acceptable for them to be dominating. Should तो नहीं होना चाहिए. It is acceptable by society. acceptable by society if they are dominating. Movies देख लो. Movies are the picture of society. So hero क्या बोलता है? तुम बाहर नहीं जाओगी, तुम उस लड़के से बात नहीं करोगी. Simple domination. Men are ready to take risk. Men are trained to be courageous. If in a day, if there is a boy and a girl, both are fearful of darkness. Mothers generally or fathers generally take their daughters and say, "Oh, mera beta, डर गया." And immediately they will tell their son, डरना क्या होता है? क्यों डर रहे हो तुम? भागो ना, जाओ, जाके देख कर आओ क्या है वहां पे, ऐसा क्या हो गया? Immediately they propel their sons to go in the dark, because fearfulness is not considered a good quality in males. So we can say they are trained to be courageous. Trained to be courageous. Because if they are not courageous, they are laughed at. अरे डर गया, लड़का होके डर गया, लड़का होके डर गया, ऐसे कैसे डर गया? कल को तुम्हें तो सबको हिम्मत देनी है, तुम कैसे डर गए? है ना? So they are not allowed to. So if girls think that boys have a very good deal, let me tell you, they are not allowed to be weak. They are not allowed to cry. They are not allowed to be fearful. They are not allowed to be emotional. They are not allowed to be expressedly jovial. They are not allowed to be vulnerable. So they are also in a pretty restrictive environment, because the moment any batchmate, classmate, family members, cousins find a hint of weakness in a boy, the first thing that starts is bullying. अरे वो देखो लड़की की तरह रोता है, लड़की की तरह रोता है. Immediately the bullying starts. And even if that boy wants to maintain the what do you say, dignity, self-respect, he cannot do that until and unless he adopts to the social norm of being courageous. तो उसको चाहे डर लग रहा हो, बुरी हालत हुई भी हो, रोने का मन कर रहा हो, but he cannot, because the moment he does that, he will be called a coward. People will start making fun of him. Simple. So there are a lot of things that boy is not allowed to. Even if the boy wants, that, I want to cook one day. I want to cook according to my own wishes. In most families, in some family it is okay, but in most families it is not allowed. Mom will take it on her ego. मेरा बेटा किचन में जाएगा, किचन में. So this means that there are certain professions boy cannot take up. If supposedly a boy feels like that he would like to wear certain colors like pink, now it is okay. Nowadays it is okay. But earlier, अगर एक दिन किसी लड़के का मन करे कि मतलब मैं I want to wear a particular piece of jewelry, can the boy wear? No? He doesn't want to wear simple shirt and pant. He wants to wear something else, more innovative. Allowed? Ranveer Singh. So, देखो, what you have done with Ranveer Singh? You people have typed him. Stereotyped him, no? This means that society doesn't accept moving away from that frame of boy that has been set. And if the boy also tries to move away from that frame, he will not be respected and he will be made fun of till the time he forcefully, unwillingly comes back to the frame. Example, if supposedly a boy doesn't like cricket, he rather likes to play doll house, whatever, जो भी गेम होता है वो, बारबी, मुझे पता नहीं, किचन सेट, आई डोंट नो, मतलब ठीक है, किचन जो भी होता है, ठीक है, जो टाइप है गर्ल्स के लिए, है ना, ही वांट्स टू प्ले किचन सेट. और रैदर थोड़ा और बड़ा बच्चा ले लेते हैं, छोटे बच्चों को छोड़ दो. So he doesn't like to play cricket and watch cricket. Rather, he wants to watch cooking show. Cooking show, है ना? Immediately, what will happen? Bullying starts. अरे यार, देखो कैसा लड़का है. कुकिंग देखेगा, कुकिंग कुकिंग, क्रिकेट नहीं पसंद, इसे क्रिकेट नहीं पसंद. और फिर सब लोग जाएंगे, अरे आपको पता है उसे क्रिकेट नहीं पसंद, आपको पता है उसे 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 कुकिंग शो पसंद है. And till the time he gets a scolding from his parents, or he's forced to pull back his image, and he till the time he doesn't say, हाँ मुझे क्रिकेट पसंद है, तब तक उसका क्या कहते हैं, हैरेसमेंट बंद नहीं होगा. And can a boy afford not to earn? If a boy doesn't earn, he is treated nearly like a, you all know. क्या क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग, क्या पीछे गुटर गु कर रहे हो? हाँ, बेरोजगार है. चूड़ियां पहन लो, चूड़ियां पहन लो. ओके ओके ओके. So they are termed in that sense, and there is a burden on of earning. If they do not earn, they cannot earn the respect in a family system, traditional family system. They cannot earn a respect till now. अभी तक ऐसा माना जाता रहा है. Now things are changing, of course, and it is like they are also burdened with certain responsibilities in a family. Everything that happens to parents, everything that happens to wives, everything that happens to kids, responsibility financially and physically to support comes on the shoulders of male. And supposedly they are in certain pain, they are vulnerable in any situation, they cannot go to ask help, because asking help is already termed as against masculinity. तो कहते ना, मर जाएंगे लेकिन झुकेंगे नहीं. सुना है ऐसे कहते हुए? हाँ, हीरो कहता है मूवी में, हाँ हाँ, पुष्पा मूवी, झुकेगा नहीं. हाँ, वही वही वही. यस यस अतुल, यस आई गॉट इट. हाँ, क्या है क्या है, क्या कैसे करते हैं वो? ओके, तो समझ में आया? So the masculinity is a social concept. And this society has created a particular framework. And if you go out of framework, society will punish. They will, how do they punish? Number one, treating you different. सबके साथ अच्छे से बात कर रहे हैं, तुम आए तो you feel awkward. And we have a very important urge of blending. अगर कोई व्यक्ति आए और वो blend in नहीं हो रहा, that person will start feeling awkward psychologically. We all have need of blending in. That is why we all wear same clothes, similar clothes, same नहीं, similar clothes in a particular format. कभी ऐसे किसी ने बोला कि नहीं नहीं हम तो किसी और स्टाइल के कपड़े पहनकर आएंगे क्योंकि अलग दिखेंगे तो people will not accept, society will not accept, and that is why we come in the similar attire. अच्छा देखो किसी ने कुछ और पहन रखा है क्या? टी शर्ट, शर्ट, पैंट, जीन्स, सूट, साड़ी, जैकेट के अलावा नो, ऑल इन द सेम. किसी के पास करेज है कुछ और पहनकर आने का? क्यों हंस रहे हो तुम लोग? क्या पहनकर आना चाह रहे हो? तो अरे यार ये कंफ्यूजन है तुम लोगों में. ये नहीं ना, that is what I am saying ना, society will fix a dress code, fix a dress code, ठीक है? So this means that even male are restricted by the social image. Fine. Let us, अब ये लिख लिया सब? अब female. Tell me. Okay. We can say financially dependent most of the time. अभी तक ऐसा सोसाइटी के अंदर इमेज था that females are financially dependent. Okay, caring, expected to take care of the family. हाँ, एक सेकेंड, एक एक करके बोलो. Okay, not allowed to express freely. अब freely कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते, ठीक है? expression. अब हम इसको एक ही पॉइंट में सारे पॉइंट्स लिख लेते हैं. She is not allowed to express her sexuality. She is not allowed to express her opinions about polity. अगर सोचो अभी तो बहुत सारी चीजें चेंज हो गई हैं, है ना? आज के कंटेक्स्ट में चेंज हो गई हैं. वी विल सी कि मॉडर्न डेज में क्या क्या चीजें अभी भी इनइक्वल है. वी विल सी. Now a woman can say I will vote for this party and that party because of this. Initially or earlier, few years back, or rather few decades back, if a woman would say I am going to vote for this political, अच्छा तुम्हें बहुत पता है? तुम्हें क्या पता है पॉलिटी के बारे में? पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में तुम्हें क्या अंदाजा है? First reaction would have been not free to express opinion on polity, society, economic decisions, and spiritual decisions. They are promoted to follow spirituality, not give spirituality. They are promoted to follow a religion, not start a religion. And you understand the difference between this and that? Religion. Okay. Tell me a religion started by a woman. No? मैं स्टार्ट करने वाली हूँ जस्ट टू ब्रेक द जिंक्स, है ना. हमारा पहला रिलीजन है इक्वानिमिटी एंड है ना, who all are ready to be the followers. Okay, so after I get bored by teaching and all, I will enter into the realm of babagiri religion, है ना, and then you all will have to become my regional disciples, taking care of, huh? देख लो भैया, रिलीजन खोल रहे, कॉर्पोरेशन नहीं खोल रहे. कोई इसे डिफरेंस समझाओ दोनों में. दिस इज व्हाट, देखो, दिस इज द करप्शन ऑफ माइंड दैट हैज बीन क्रिएटेड, isn't it? नहीं नहीं नहीं, एक सेकेंड. रिलीजन को प्रमोट करने के लिए फाइनेंस नहीं लगता बेटा, और जिस रिलीजन को प्रमोट करने के लिए फाइनेंस लगता है ना बेटा, वो रिलीजन नहीं होता. बुद्धा ने फाइनेंस लगाया था क्या? The idea should be so strong that people follow, isn't it? Okay. How much ration for equanimity? Ration चाहिए तुम लोगों को equanimity चाहिए? क्या क्या एक सेकेंड यार, तुम, हाँ, no, absolutely not. That it was so much against women, yaar. Women will say, oh, I will burn. Sati system कह रहे हो ना? Shakti cult. No. Again, it was not propagated by any woman. No, अभी हम किसी भी religion में ऐसा नहीं देखते हैं कि propounder was any female. Even in philosophy, we know in Vedas some names have been written like Gargi, Usha and all. But again, is anyone or any lady philosopher in ancient times who have given any major philosophy? Not there. Okay. And we will see why is the. अच्छा, अभी बात कर लेते हैं. Why do you think that a woman was not able to give any philosophy or religion? She could not think of one. Opportunity was not there. Rather, can we say, firstly, education was restricted. First. Secondly, she was not allowed to express. The moment she wanted to say something, अच्छा, अब तुम बताओगी? अच्छा, बहुत जबान खुल गई है. Immediately that was taken as being out of the woman role. And this out of the woman role restricted a lot of things. And it is said that in ancient Europe, some women gave a lot of ideas which were taken up by the males, and they have written. And one of the very famous example is of a Nobel laureate. I have just missed the name. He himself has acknowledged that his associate, who was a female, was the one who did all the research and everything. But just because she was a female, she was not allowed to present her findings at the science conference. Therefore, this scientist published it under his name. Then it got published. Later on, they experimented again. मतलब she experimented, and again, this person wanted कि इसका नाम जाए, क्योंकि मैंने कुछ किया ही नहीं है, मेरा नाम क्यों जा रहा है? रिसर्च सब इस लड़की ने करी है, but still, her name was not allowed. So again, the Nobel Prize also went to the male scientist, and this is a recorded case, modern times. And similarly, few of the books mention about that the idea was taken from somewhere else, anonymous inspiration or anonymous writer. And there is this saying, most of the time anonymous was a woman. Most of the time anonymous was a woman, because she could not put her name, because the moment she will put her name, she will be bullied. Therefore, even if she wrote something, it did not get published, it was not entertained, or it was published in some other person's name. That is why historically we don't find what were the thoughts of women. You know, recently only, when you might have heard about the, ये सब बेटा तुम्हें आंसर्स में लिखना है, ये कहानी नहीं, भजन नहीं चल रहा है, पहली बात. You understand this? These are the arguments you will have to write in your answers. All of these are arguments. So you must have heard about the text like Mahabharata. So Mahabharata, Ramayana, we know the perspectives of different male leaders like Ram, like Ravan. Recently only, the unknown female characters have been given sufficient, what do you say, importance, that someone should think about their perspective also. There is a famous book, Urmila. So this talks about the character of Urmila and the sacrifices she had to undergo. Similarly, Yashodhara, the wife of Buddha. And there is a WhatsApp message you must have all read, that if Yashodhara would have went just like Buddha, one day, it was not Buddha who attained enlightenment, who was curious. If Buddha was normal, or what do you say, you know, usual materialistic person, but the wife Yashodhara wanted to pursue the spirituality, wanted to search for the truth. And one night, with the child in the lap of Buddha, she would have left the palace on a horse and never to return, going through the jungles, searching for the truth and spirituality. What would have been the first, or what would have the society talked about? Character assassination of her? Immediately, बच्चे को छोड़ के चली गई. बच्चे को, कैसी माँ है? हस्बैंड को छोड़ दिया, शादी क्यों करी थी? And if a woman is going out alone, very vulnerable, and supposedly if she would have found the truth, would people believe? No, she wanted to start a sect. So challenges would have been how many times? Many times. So this means that even if there were people like Buddha in female body, they could not have become Buddha. And even if they became Buddha, nobody listened to them. So this means that historically, the intellectual and the expressive abilities of women were not given sufficient space. Simple. So this is the problem of space for voice and expression. Simple? Okay. अरे ये क्या हो गया? चलो और बताओ. Physically weak. अरे हमने लिख तो लिया फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ, कहीं तो लिखा था, अच्छा यहाँ नहीं लिखा था. Physical strength is less, and because the physical strength is less, this has been this is actually a explanation given by various philosophers that because the women have been physically weak, this when the human was in nomadic अरे यार चेयर रखना, मेरे पैर में क्यों खड़ी. So when the nomadic style of or nomadic style of life was there, what was the most important thing for a human survival? Physical strength. Because we had to fight animals, wild animals, with some rudimentary weapons. ना वो भाला, तीर कमान, छोटे मोटे, उनसे ही हमें काम चलाना पड़ता था. And apart from that, mobility was a very important thing. Quick mobility. And because there were no child control measures available, women were frequently pregnant. And this frequently pregnant condition created or accentuated the physical barrier or physical difference between male and female, isn't it? And this difference created a system where male became the provider and female became the caregiver. And this caregiver and provider was actually a kind of a, what do you say, mutual agreement. Initially, mutual agreement in the sense, ठीक है भाई खाना किसी को तो बनाना ही है ना, दोनों जंगल जाएंगे फिर दोनों आगे खाना बनाएंगे, भाई मैं जंगल से ले आता हूँ खाना, वो I will go hunting and you cook the food or you care for the progeny, because ultimately for any tribe or any propagation of the species, child rearing is also very important aspect, instinctively also, as well as it also made economic sense that time. More hands, more protection from different dangers. So it was kind of a mutual agreement. And but slowly and steadily, जैसे वो वर्ण सिस्टम जो था हमारा वो लंबे समय से चला तो by birth हो गया. Similarly, when women were not going to hunting regularly, their physical strength depreciated more, and they more and more became bound in the houses, and men became more and more free to go out. And this difference later on, and this difference was, what do you say, translated or carry forward in the future generations also till today. But problem is that between somewhere in industrial revolution, after industrial revolution specifically, the requirement of physical labor and strength vanished. Now, being a coder, does coding require physical strength? CEO, art, actor, most of the things now, especially the high paying jobs, doesn't require physical strength. Being prime minister, president, does it require a physical strength? No. Doctor, engineer, lawyer, CA. So somewhere, initially it was a hard life for everybody. Physical strength was a key deciding feature. But somewhere after industrial revolution, this requirement of physical strength vanished. But because of the continued difference and continued social restrictions put on different genders, this opportunity could not be properly harnessed. क्योंकि इस बीच में क्या हो गया? इस बीच में वुमेन की वॉइस दबती चली गई, मेल की वॉइस उठती चली गई. जो सोशल स्टेटस था दोनों जेंडर्स का, उसमें डिफरेंसेस बढ़ गए. There was a difference in the voice, status, empowerment, and all these things of two genders. And even when the physical strength was no more a key factor in survival or status of society or empowerment or everything else, the lack of what do you say, precedents, the lack of overall societal foundation, the environment was such created that women could not take advantage of such change properly. But slowly and steadily, women are taking important roles, like in professions of IT sector, civil services, all of these things. They are taking up important roles. But still, why is there inequality? वही हमारा पूरा वही बात हम कर चुके ना कि उनको एजुकेशन प्रॉपर नहीं दी गई और रोल्स फिक्स्ड हो गए. इतने सालों से, इतने जनरेशन से रोल फिक्स हो गए. To change the roles, to change the social roles, it will take time. And it is slowly and steadily happening. With each passing generation, the equality is increasing and inequality is decreasing. Earlier, women were not allowed to vote. So first wave of feminism talked about voting rights. We should also have voice, political voice. Then the moment you have political voice, you want to get social and economic rights, equal wages, prevent or protection from sexual harassment at workplace. All of these things will come. And later on, when you have all this, what else do you want? Equality in all other features and dimensions like technological rights, reproductive rights, whether a woman wants to have baby or not, should abortion be allowed or not, should a woman be able to decide whether and how she wants to take care of the baby. Discussion on autonomy or body started. And all of these things gave rise to controversial questions of the day. Controversial questions of the day are associated with our notions and understanding of gender and their roles. Very much simple. You understood the timeline? Like first question, there are a lot of things that we will discuss in it, but the first thing we can discuss is, should women be allowed to have right for abortion or not to have child? How many of you support it? And how many of you don't? Abortion. Huh, why?
I think right to life is more important than right to choice.
Okay, and if it's a rape victim? Neutral, depends on the situation. Yes, unwanted, then yes, challenging stereotypes, unless threatening her life. So I'll tell you, there is the case of, there are a lot of cases in these Nordic countries or Scandinavian countries. There was this case of Sweden, I think. Sweden or Denmark. Sweden, the Ireland wala case tha. Indian doctor. That lady was was carrying a baby and the baby had some problem. And because in those countries, on religious grounds, abortion is not allowed, she was not allowed to abort the child, and this took her life. This was a very famous case. I know. So now, so should religion be allowed to guide the right of woman's body? No? Now imagine that male in religion, male is also bound, or can religion bind male for doing certain things? Just hold on, huh? Being a mother, the responsibility of managing everything for a child lies on live example. Even when one is taking a class, she is still responsible for the child. I cannot silence my phone because my baby is there with family, of course. हाँ क्या कह रही है ये? My baby is no. But I have to be on call because yes, responsibility immediately. This means that even if a female is pursuing some career, she still has to take on the double burden. वो आएगा, क्वेश्चन आता है, सोशियोलॉजी में भी आता है, यूपीएससी में भी आता है. The dual burden of feminine roles, या फिर dual burden of a female. What is dual burden? Job plus family. So the earlier responsibilities of family has not gone away. New responsibilities of jobs have. So it's like double burden. And that is why now you slowly and steadily see that now with the growing demand that male also participate in the household activities, sharing the burden. Now the washing machine owners also show males washing the clothes. All the these food products have now started to create males, showing males in the kitchen cooking something. Society is changing, advertisements and movies are changing, है ना? Earlier there was movies like वो कभी खुशी कभी गम नहीं, और कौन से, हम साथ साथ हैं, है ना? हम साथ साथ हैं. Sonali Bendre, a doctor, still cooking like, she is still trying to get appreciation for her halwa, isn't it? She feels that she's, so being her as a doctor is not important. The appreciation of in-laws and the husband would be dependent on the taste of her halwa. Can you see the depiction? And now we have movies like Kian Ka, है ना? Some दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे, पता नहीं क्या क्या टाइप की चल रही हैं जो ये मॉडर्न मूवीज. हाँ. And the recent one where Alia Bhatt and Ranbir Kapoor is also there. नहीं देखी होगी तुम लोगों ने, तुम यूपीएससी के बच्चे, अच्छी बात है. हाँ. रणवीर सिंह देखे हैं, ये देखे हो तुम लोग, है ना? काम की कोई अच्छी मूवी नहीं देखी तुम लोगों ने, बट ठीक है, नॉट ब्रह्मास्त्र, रॉकी एंड रानी समथिंग. Okay, so you understood that with that depiction, the depiction of cinema is also changing, and with cinema the society gets influenced. This dual role is there. This dual burden you must mention whenever there is this inequality in your answers. Dual burden must be mentioned, the dual role. उसके बाद बताओ और क्या है? Clothes. So a particular type of clothing is very much expected out of female. Yes, prescribed norms. So short clothes not appreciated, criticized, you know. But the problem is same is with the boys. Is it an inequality? Is it an inequality? लड़का छोटे कपड़े पहनकर आ जाएगा तो then also criticized. तो यहाँ पे तो कोई inequality है नहीं. It is just that the boys don't have the courage to do it. Some girls do it. Simple. What? तुम लोग कैसे बच्चे हो भाई? That is why the courage is required, na? So there is no inequality. Society doesn't treat males any better than women in such things. Okay? Of course, the sexualization of female body is such that it is more objectified in that sense. Just because of that's again a social image that has been created. Objectification of women. Okay. Next, what else? How do so boys get their worth? The boys find their worth in family and society through their what do you say, masculinity, which includes courage and which includes a little boldness, and from earning. तीन चीजों से अपनी रिस्पेक्ट कमाते हैं वो, है ना? What are they? Courage, boldness, and financial independence or earning. Majorly they earn respect from these three. What is important for women to have her worth? अब ये सब हम अर्लियर की बातें कर रहे हैं, आज की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. This notion has changed, है ना? हाँ. So the good girl syndrome. What is a good girl syndrome? Okay. So there is the image of good girl, which includes that she should focus on beauty. This means if she's more beautiful, she's more worthful. She's more precious, more high status in society. Fair and lovely ads. गोरी हो तो तुम्हें नौकरी आसानी से मिल जाएगी. Seriously? People are idiots. They will not look at the CV. They will look at the color of the skin. मतलब only by the perverts like some people who are looking for the skin color. कोई edge नहीं मिलना चाहिए. Ideally. Simple. Ideally, no edge should be on the basis of looks, except in fashion industry. Fashion industry is all about beauty and looks. There the criteria is there. तो वहां पे मिलना चाहिए. It's fine. It's a natural endowment. Some people are tall. If they are tall, they are better endowed for basketball. अब उनको थोड़ा ना बोलोगे अरे नहीं 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 बास्केटबॉल क्यों, अब इसको तो अनफेयर एडवांटेज है. Fine. The criteria of that particular profession is this. So fashion industry looks should be appreciated, and the naturally endowed can be treated well. But is it a requirement for all other industries? Okay. Beauty is one. And if something happens to the beauty of a girl, what goes down? Emotional breakdown, self-worth. Immediately, self-worth and dignity is at stake. वो advertisement देखा है? They show. So recently, an initiative was started by a very interesting ad was created. I think it's a short movies they created on YouTube. I forget. I don't remember the name, but in that they showed that how a girl who is a little fat is treated badly, or rather, it is created an environment in the family that, oh, because she is fat, she will not get married. Or if a girl is a little dark, then it is like such a big problem for the family, not able to get her married. And this is shown as if big tension. शुभ मंगल सावधान, ये क्या है? मूवी किस चीज के लिए? आई डोंट नो, मतलब मैंने नहीं देखी बेटा, है ना? So this means that the whole criteria of male and female is very different. The whole criteria of worth, what holds worthful, is very different. तो beauty एक हो गया. What is the second? Shyness. Or shall we say chastity, है ना? Or being what do you say, pure in the sense of like not engaging in any extraneous relationship. It is kind of a worthful, considered worthful in the society. Okay, shy. What else? Homemaker, a good home maker. That if she is able to cook well, if she is able to take care of the people around her well, then that is considered to be a plus point. Right? The moment someone looks for a bride, or society in general, so what do they talk about the woman first? क्या बढ़िया खाना बनाती हैं चाची, है ना? भाई चाची जी, किसी के बारे में भी बात हो रही है, या वो इतनी अच्छी दिखती है ना? She looks so beautiful. She is so innocent. She doesn't know the world outside. The whole appreciation of society is on the innocence and the gullibility of women. Gullibility means भोलापन, उन्हें पता ही नहीं, उन्हें तो कोई कुछ भी कहता है वो मान जाती हैं. गाय है गाय, है ना? So the appreciation is on गायपन. This means being gullible, not being smart. Smartness is taken as antithetical. Smart लड़की, कभी कैसे रिश्ता देखने जाएंगे तो क्या बोले, बहुत चंट लड़की है, बहुत स्मार्ट है ना? और अगर किसी की तारीफ करनी होगी तो क्या बोलेंगे, बहुत सीधी लड़की है, एकदम शांत, कुछ भी बोलोगे कुछ नहीं कहेगी, गाय है गाय, isn't it? So the society has already set the appreciation criteria that shyness, gullible, homemaker qualities are appreciated. Chastity and not engaging in any external relationships is very much appreciated. What else is appreciated in a girl? She should not have a voice. है ना? She should be as reluctant to express herself as demanded by the society. है ना? Somebody comes and scolds her, she should say, it's okay. Thank you. Appreciated? Okay. Obedient? Fine. Also, marriage is dependent on family's money, not the goodness. हाँ अभी तो अरे डाउरी तो अभी हम आएंगे यार, डाउरी पे तो अभी तक हम आए नहीं, अभी तो हम बेसिक मुद्दे समझ रहे हैं, अभी आएंगे डाउरी वाउरी सब पे आएंगे, डाउरी, फीमेल फीटिसाइड, प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स, quickly we will come. Okay, so basic you understood that the real problem is the problem of the qualities that we appreciate in a female and a male. So the society, so why does society appreciate such things? उसी से पूरा जेंडर डिसाइड हो जाता है और पूरा जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन भी डिसाइड हो जाता है. Discrimination is basically the byproduct of the qualities that are appreciated. So if you appreciate a girl for her homemaker skills, shyness, beauty, and lack of expression, then she will try to increase this because this is appreciated. No, everybody wants to be appreciated. And when this thing is appreciated, these qualities accentuate. And when these qualities accentuate the other qualities, so a shy person cannot be bold. Of course, है ना? A shy person cannot be very smart and negotiating. Not possible. A shy person cannot be outgoing and job seeking, or what do you say, enterprising. Simple. A homemaker, if the person is busy in homemaking, will they be having time to pursue other careers? If she's appreciated for speaking less, will she be able to highlight the dissents or the ideas? No. After some training, they stop having ideas. So if 10 times, and this is not for girls, it is a general human psychology or a child psychology. If a child, you shut the child 10 times, 20 times, the child will stop asking questions. They will stop acting naturally and they will adopt a particular role. So naturally, women have also adopted and they have stopped dissenting. Simple. They have stopped giving their dissent. And now, as one of the philosophers says, that women have become mirrors of patriarchy. Mirrors of patriarchy means
They are supporting.
now women becomes the champion of patriarchy. And women start treating other women as the channel or as a carrier of the patriarchal notions. They start believing that the best quality in women can only be of beauty, shyness, homemaker, and expression. Even if their daughter expresses her bold behavior, she stops it. The mother stops it because she has become mirror of patriarchy. If daughter-in-law tries to be bold, if the son chooses a bride who is not beautiful, may be very competent in other fields, may be a very good a professional, but the women are always talking about कैसी लड़की पसंद कर रही, कैसी लड़की they are not talking about the goodness or the what do you say, the achievements of that girl, but rather of. So the main problem is the qualities that we appreciate in a male and women that leads to gender roles, and these gender roles translate into gender discrimination. Simple. This means that if we need to correct the gender discrimination, we must start at the level of qualities that are appreciated, and slowly and steadily it is being happening. Slowly and steadily, now coming to the now part, contemporarily, boldness is getting more acceptable in society. Boldness is getting more and more acceptable. Look at the cinema. पहले कैसे ही वो दिखाते थे, वो कौन सी पुरानी मूवीज देखोगे ना, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट वाली, उसमें वो जो वो लेडी रहती थी, हीरोइन रहती थी, वो हमेशा कैसे रहती थी, रोती रहती थी. फर्स्ट, ऑलवेज क्राइंग, एंड ऑलवेज in a sense क्या वो डायलॉग था, मेरा पति ही मेरा देवता है ना. हाँ, so the concept was very male dependent, and now you see the cinema, it is about women centric movies are also there now. Queen or whatever, I'm not very Gangubai, okay. Many movies, and there is also the notion, earlier it was only एक चुटकी सिंदूर की कीमत तुम क्या जानो, रमेश बाबू, and it was all about sindoor, marriage. Now it is live-in. A lot of movies are showing live-in. So the whole notion, boldness, is changing. Okay. Homemaker, now of course we know that these skills are not the primary skills, especially in urban and educated areas, and more they are looking for professional excellence in women. Hai na? Of course, things have not changed everywhere, but slowly and steadily it is changing. Expression changing, women coming out to express. YouTube, women, Instagram, और क्या क्या होता है वो जो क्या आता है वो, एक और था टिकटॉक, क्या था वो, बैन हो गया, लेकिन मतलब but it liberated lot of women. Lot of women started expressing. Recently I was viewing, I was scrolling through the जो भी मुझे नहीं पता Instagram या YouTube जो भी था वो, कुछ तो shorts reels जो भी था वो ऐसे करते हैं जब, तो there was someone from village and they were discussing about gender problems about being a female in a village setting. Very bold step, but they were making these shorts in a very humorous manner, of course, in the context of that Saas Bahu or Pata nahi Nand Bahu, whatever, but it was a very hilarious setting they were creating, but they were raising very pertinent questions, and from a village, liberating. So can we say internet had a liberating effect? But with the problem of objectification, because the moment here things have increased, the negative side has also increased, like objectification of women, sensationalization of news associated with women, and as well as vulgarity and pornography. All of this has increased to a very disastrous level. So while technology has been a boon, it has also been a bane for feminism or women. Cyberbullying, yes. So many things have happened. Beauty, the norms of beauty have also changed slowly and steadily. The different norms are getting accepted. Yes, it's no more about just being this particular type of features. पहले मेट्रोमोनियल में क्या लिखा रहता था, अभी भी बहुत सारी जगह लिखा रहता है. वो मेट्रोमोनियल्स पढ़े न्यूज़पेपर में, पढ़ के देखना, बहुत मजा आएगा. It's a fun. The new jokes section. है ना? So people ask for, require this अपनी caste girl, अपना religion, this height, fair, beautiful, polite, and you just see the matrimonial ads and you will know what is appreciated. And same, you see the male matrimonial ad and you will know what is appreciated. Simple. सब में छपता है, सब में छपता है मेट्रोमोनियल. नहीं तो टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया खरीद लेना, उसमें तो पक्का छपता है. फाइन, ओके. अब और बताओ. नाउ लेट अस टॉक अबाउट. तो रियल प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगी तो जेंडर रोल्स ठीक हो जाएंगे. और बताओ. अब बताओ और क्या प्रॉब्लम है वुमेन और जेंडर रोल्स में. हाँ, they are harassed physically and mentally. Yes, so let us come to the concept of dowry. है ना? Fine. So tell me, what is wrong with dowry?
Some price, just money.
So some certain price is being. अच्छा, पहले तुम लोगों को पता ही नहीं होगा कि dowry शुरू कैसे हुई. नहीं पता ना? Okay. So it is generally understood. This is talked by various thinkers and philosophers, the origins of the concept of dowry. So earlier, so majorly we are a pastoral economy, है ना, agricultural economy. So agriculture is dependent on land. And there was this tradition of, what do you say, patrilocal. Patrilocal means that after marriage, women will move out to the boy's place to live with the family of boy. This is known as patrilocal. If boy comes to the girl's family, that is known as matrilocal. Simple. There are certain cultures of Northeast and Kerala where matrilocality is also practiced, where the boy after marriage goes to the woman's house to live. But majorly, the patrilocality has been the norm. So when the woman goes to live with the other family, but there is a particular share of woman that is considered, that this is her share in the family assets. But land could not be divided. So what was given to women was jewelry and other assets, like some gifts to start a new life at her place. It was just considered a kind of her share in the property. And this was known as Stridhan. Na? Stridhan matlab? Stridhan was the property ownership of the woman. This means all the jewelry, even now it is considered Stridhan. So all the jewelry, assets given in the family, given in the marriage to the bride are her own personal property. No one had a claim over those things initially. It was started as a share of her, which was given to her as a gift. And each year, whenever the girl used to visit the house, the each agricultural produce, her share was given to her as a gift. अभी ऐसे तुम्हारे घर में भी होता होगा, बुआ आती हैं, दीदी आती हैं, immediately what does papa do, or brother, or you are what do you say, encouraged to do? Give her something in return whenever she is going back. Does your mother give her a lifafa? है ना? Some lifafa, some gift, है ना? It was initially considered as a what do you say, part of her share from agricultural produce. ठीक है? But अभी तक थोड़ा रीजनेबल लग रहा है? But problem started when it became a compulsion. First. Secondly, the logic behind it was forgotten. That why was this given and to whom it was given? Slowly and steadily, the money given was not the property of woman, or was not under the control of the girl. It became a transfer of money from one family to another. This means the girl was not getting any ownership of the gifts or the money or the jewelry or whatever from her parents. So the whole logic of giving her a part of her share was lost, because now it was not the money that was going to the woman, but it was going to some other family. And then it became a compulsive act. And not everybody could afford to take out money from their houses or their agricultural practice, because taking out money or taking out assets from any at a particular given time is very difficult. भाई जमीन है, जोतता रहे बंदा, उससे कमाता रहे, no problem. But to give it at the particular time, it became a very horrendous practice. And as vested interests rose, किसको बुरा लग रहा था? उन्होंने कहा देना पड़ेगा, उन्होंने कहा हाँ हम तो देना चाहते हैं, दे दो, और करते करते ये प्रैक्टिस क्या बन गई? Horrendous and horrible and terrible practice of dowry. Now, rather than girl's family giving it, groom's family started demanding it, that this much is the price. And this became a compulsion. And this whole thing destroyed the whole dynamics. A major reason of female feticide is dowry. Parents do not want to burden themselves with the expectation of dowry at a later age. Therefore, they prefer not to have girl child, because it is a simple economic logic. Simple economic logic says that girl child is an economic liability plus a social liability. Simple social liability. Why? Because they will have to keep her secure. Need to safeguard her. But with the boy, no such dangers. And rather than giving something, something will come. Simple. Plus, how is the bride's family treated in a marriage? नहीं, bad तो नहीं होता आजकल. पर पहले कैसे दिखाते थे? वो देखा, वो तुमने देखा, हम आपको बेटी दे रहे हैं, अपनी पगड़ी उतार के ऐसे. Have you seen girl's father putting the pagdi at the feet of groom's family? है ना, मूवीज मैंने भी मूवीज में ही देखा है ना, बुक्स में पढ़ोगे आपको आएगा कि यू नो ऐसा ऐसा हुआ वैसा हुआ. And groom's father, for no good reason, for no qualification of his, always felt like, है ना, जबरदस्ती, मुझे हो भी नहीं तब भी ताव, जबरदस्ती का क्यों? What qualification do you have except having a particular gender or a particular specific gender progeny? So this meant that social status was also differentiated. And with this, social, economic, and security reasons, plus everything else is the same for all the children. सब सेम खाना खाएंगे, खाना तो सेम ही खाएंगे ना, सबको सेम कपड़े दिलाने पड़ेंगे. This means the expenditure has to be nearly the same on a male and a female child, but economically she is a liability, whereas a male child is a asset. Once he is grown up, he will go out and earn and bring money to family. Secondly, when the parents, those who are there, when they will require assistance, they will require care, who will be there at the disposal taking care? The male child, because they are living there, right? So definitely it felt more secure. And it was also the name carriage, or what is the lineage thing, surname, carrying forward of the lineage, because surname or gotra, or it was made that it will be followed for, the gotra will be followed of father. All of these 3-4 things created the whole environment whereby the inferiority or the subjugation or the subordination of the gender of female was created naturally. Because of all this, it's a natural symptom. And the male progeny uplifted, and the difference that was created is gender discrimination. Simple. Then how do we correct it?
Able to take
अरे तुम लोग लिख रहे हो नहीं लिख रहे हो, या मेरा भजन ही सुन रहे हो सच में? हाँ, सो मतलब तुमने पॉइंट्स लिखे हैं क्या? वुमेन के लिए क्या नेगेटिव गया? डिपेंडेंस, सिक्योरिटी, इकोनॉमिक, व्हाट एल्स? सोशल स्टेटस, डाउरी, ये सारी चीजें आगे, वैसे इकोनॉमिक्स में आ गया डाउरी भी, ये सारी चीजें हो गई. और मेल्स के लिए क्या प्रॉफिटेबल हो गया और बेनिफिशियल हो गया? इसी का ही उल्टा, taking care of the family, etc. Now, if you want to correct the gender discrimination or the difference or inequality that has been created, what do? Okay. Number 1, educating the girl child. Is it educating enough? Awareness about what? Awareness doesn't do anything unless it is targeted. सबको पता है बेटी को बचाना, बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ, सबको पता है. हाँ, देखो तुम लोग फिर वही, तुम लोग अभी भी ना वही सिम्टोमेटिक. First, financial independence. पहली चीज, if she is financially independent, then she gets voice in the family. She can sustain if she wants to move ahead with her life from an abusive relationship. Next, if the woman will be financially independent, then dowry, will it remain a indispensable factor? देखो मतलब मैंने ना एक बार बताऊं, मैं किसी लेडी ऑफिसर से किसी को मांगते हुए डाउरी देखा नहीं. Women officers, so I have a lot of friends. I haven't seen anybody demanding anything from the family of a lady officer. Why?
Empowered, they are already empowered.
They are already empowered. If somebody will ask, okay, नहीं करी शादी जा.
Their attitude
What has changed?
toward the cause of things, financial independence and ability, intellectual or social in society, their status, attitude. Because of that, attitude of others toward them has changed.
So this means not just physical empowerment, psychological empowerment, isn't it? Psychological and social empowerment changes. Okay, number one. What else? Social respect कैसे आएगी? हाँ, social respect also elevates, है ना? If she is earning a good package, then generally society considers it to be a very what do you say, a kind of a respectable status you get. Okay, fine. It's a negative that because of the economic pursuits, the independence of female as they are getting more and more independent, the marriage age is increasing. But it is not a bad thing. Rather, until and unless it is really that's what, it's a positive thing that government wants to increase the marriage age of girl, and educating them and getting them financially independent naturally increases the marriage age. Child marriages are stopped. What else? और क्या करेंगे? देखो, और पेरेंट्स को क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम होती है? क्यों लड़का चाहते हैं वो? आगे जाके ध्यान रखेगा. This means that if girls are made responsible equally for their parents, if the girls take care of their parents in equal measure, then will parents be killing the girls in womb? No? Will they be killing? No. Will there be requirement of PCP and DT Act? Will there be required ultrasound machines for sex detection? How many machines can you track? There is a limit to it. Still illegal abortions are going on. Still illegal sex determination is going on. Still girl infants are getting killed. In Rajasthan and in certain backward areas of various states, girls are killed. The newborn girl is killed by putting a chana in the throat of the child. So the child chokes and dies. or she is drowned in milk. So she chokes and dies. There are various ways in which it is done. And this is not done by one person. It is a society-based murder. Female assist in it. Mother-in-laws and others assist in it. They also participate. Oh, ladki ho gayi. Rona dhona machaya. And then let us eliminate. Why? Why? Can you track it in villages? But what if the child takes care of the girl child takes care of the family after she becomes independent? Yes. This is what, if we correct the root cause, then all the chain will get corrected. It's not the philosophy. It's not the philosophy, and it is not the culture. Firstly, culture is the product of societal beliefs. Whatever the society starts believing becomes the culture. Whatever the society starts appreciating becomes the culture. So the appreciation of society is the culture. Simple. And if so slowly and steadily the appreciation of different thing is changing, so is the societal change that is happening. So now even boys are also moving away from their homes. Who is living in their homes? But they are still psychologically, materially, financially responsible for their parents. If women are independent and they are also psychologically, materially taking care of their parents, it will change. Simple. So the moment girls take the responsibility of taking care of their parents and family as a provider, female feticide will go away, dowry will go away. Parents कहेंगे क्यों हम जल्दी शादी करें? उन्हें कोई उसे धक्का मार के बाहर निकालने की जल्दी है क्या? Then they will find for the fit person, or rather the girl will find herself, most probably. Okay. This means the moment this empowerment comes, what else gets corrected? So dowry is not being given now. Fine. But girls should have a share in property. Comes the property rights. Simple. So property rights, ownership. The moment they have equal ownership and they are equally responsible for the family and taking care of the parents, all or nearly most of the problem is solved. Then do we require any slogans like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao? Do we require PCPNDT Act? क्यों मारेगा कोई एसेट को? और अगर लाइबिलिटी है तो कितना भी रोक लो, ऐसे नहीं तो simple. So it is all about creating girl child as an asset rather than a liability. So you correct the whole dynamics of it at the root cause. The whole women empowerment charade is not required, because till the time we are treating symptoms, fever goes away, comes back, fever goes away, comes back. But the real bacteria is not being treated. Simple. And why basically should she be considered equal? Number one, human, equal human. All religions and philosophies talk about. Jainism, all souls are equal. Buddhism, everything equal. Vedant, Aham Brahmasmi. This means everything is Brahm. Even women are Brahm. Philosophically, there is no point of discrimination. Biologically and scientifically, no difference. Now, some people, some scientific people have tried to create a perception about the cranial capacity. What is a cranial capacity? So the cranial capacity of male brain is a little more and female brain is a little less. Cranial capacity means size of the cranium. जो cranium होता है ना ये, इसका size. So the female inferiority or subordination was explained by certain researchers on the basis of cranial capacity. But again, it was demolished by certain other researchers who pointed out that Neanderthals were having the most bigger cranial capacities, but they were not smarter. Elephant has a huge cranial capacity, but they are not smarter. Basically, the cranial capacity is not the marker of intelligence or any such thing. Rather, it is the neural connections. And the neural connections of a male and a female brain are equivalent. So this theory was also demolished. There were various philosophers like John Stuart Mill and many of them, Rousseau, they talked about equality of intelligence and capability and power between men and women. And recently, there has been talks and understanding that while male and female, they have different ways of thinking. While male think in maybe a more rational, unemotional way, women are higher in EQ. They are better at managing teams. And such understanding is underway, whereby their leadership styles are definitely different, but they are very, in certain situations, women have come out to be better leaders and better task managers. So there is no truth in earlier philosophical understanding like Aristotle. Aristotle, what he said? Woman is a imperfect man. Another philosopher said that women are women are having certain psychological deficit. Not true. Now we know. And all other philosophers who have demeaned or underestimated the potential of women is mainly because of the sociological influence. There was no scientific or rational truth as is discovered or proved by science. This means simply that feminism should not be demanding equality, but should be acting equal. If you take up the responsibility, power will come with it. If you seek the power only, then responsibility shall never be given to you, and neither does power. Right? This means that work has to be done from both sides. Women need to be more responsible and feel that empowerment within themselves, and society needs to become more tolerant and understanding towards the woman. And the qualities that are appreciated needs to be changed. Simple. ठीक है? और बताओ, जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन में कुछ रह गया? नहीं? Securities again. A lot of science and researchers have shown that rape is not about sexuality or sexual urge. It is about dominance. It is about a power dominance. Again, society has created an insecure male syndrome. Just like society has created good girl syndrome, similarly, boys have also been given by a lot of insecurities. If a boy is not dominant enough, the society treats him like a trash. कैसा लड़का है बताओ, इसमें तो ईगो ही नहीं है जरा सी, उसको कोई अच्छा लड़का मानते हैं? What is the depiction of heroes in our movies? To understand it more appropriately,
Women also with their wives, kind of these things.
so they are shown as a person full of ego and full of arrogance, isn't it? The one who doesn't ऐसे देखो ना, कौन सी मूवीज है, तुम लोग समझ जाओगे यार। सलमान खान की मूवीज, साउथ इंडिया की मूवीज में जो हीरो का डिपिक्शन होता है, isn't it? कैसा कैसा डिपिक्शन होता है साउथ इंडिया की मूवीज के अंदर? डोमिनेटिंग। मुझे तो ना समझ नहीं आता, एक बार मैं वादा कर देता हूं तो मैं अपनी भी नहीं सुनता। सीरियसली, है ना? और क्या है, ये 2.5 किलो का हाथ जहां पड़ता है वहां से पता नहीं क्या हो जाता है, पता नहीं, जो भी डिपिक्शन। कैन यू अंडरस्टैंड? The depiction of society, the depiction of male has created such a scenario whereby the male are psychologically dependent on creating and managing their image. And if they are insecure, they become overtly violent, because the only way to show dominance is, and the society has created the culture whereby those male who could not find right avenues for dominance, कोई उनकी सुनी नहीं रहा, people are treating them as trash, the only avenue they find is vulnerable women. It's kind of an insecurity, and it's a crime, of course. It's a big crime. But it is also, but there are certain politicians and certain people who do not understand, rather they propagate this violent, dominant, arrogant and criminal behavior in society. लड़के हैं वो तो बाहर जाएंगे ही, लड़कियों को घर में रहना चाहिए. This is the kind of legitimization of dominant criminal behavior by male in the society. Simple. Further, there is another topic. There is a concept of claiming the spaces. Currently, after 10 p.m., Delhi or any other city, few cities are very safe like Mumbai, but in Delhi, things are not safe after 10 p.m. for girls. Why? What is the main reason?
Secure.
Women are less. After 10 p.m., you do not find many women out there. So till the time there are 10 males and 8, 9 or 10 female, fine. But the moment this ratio becomes 10 male, 1 female, the overall power dynamics changes. It becomes insecure for the girl. Even in a workplace, more girls, safe. Less girl, unsafe. This means that if you want to, because how many guards can you keep? Can you keep many guards? हर औरत पे एक गार्ड रख सकते हैं क्या? और गार्ड्स को कौन गार्ड करेगा? है ना, गार्ड्स को कौन गार्ड करेगा? This means that only solution है lady guard. है ना? So this means that the way to solve it can only be by increasing the women in all spaces. The more women in the spaces, more women in the decision-making areas, less threatened they are. Simple, isn't it? Very less. So there are in government offices, you find less cases of any such sexual harassment or activities is less. Why? Women are more. Okay.
Equal opportunities given, so women are
Equal opportunities given. Yes, yes. Plus,
educated, and then they have that because of education, psychological, I mean, this is personality, because they generally they have a good attitude.
so there is this particular thing that most of the offices have a good share of women. Because women are employed at all levels, from MTS to the officers, at all level. So highest officer, also you can find a woman. But in private companies, as there is this increase in designation, there is a glass ceiling. What is this glass ceiling effect? Glass ceiling effect is, while women are made managers, they are not able to break the glass ceiling and come to the positions of CEOs, MDs. Because these positions are considered as a male bastion. Male bastion means they are considered to be the holding grounds of male. And the reason is simple, that male can devote more time and male can devote more or can avail more networking than female. And these things are generally creating the glass ceiling. And therefore, there is a movement which comes up, break the glass ceiling, so that the women can come to the higher positions in private industries also. And the moment that happens, the overall environment and the diversity of the institution improves. This is why many MNCs and foreign private companies, MNCs, have started maintaining the diversity of their workforce. They are maintaining that a sufficient number of females should be there in the hiring list. A sufficient number of people from different backgrounds should be there. From rural, from this, from that. Even though the qualification may be a little less, but they harness the diversity quotient, because the diversity quotient helps the development of overall organization as a workplace. Okay. Therefore, in simple terms, do men also require empowerment? Or does women empowerment is sufficient enough? Men also require empowerment. Empowerment of having all types of job. Yes. So they should be allowed. If supposedly a boy doesn't want to work and want to be a stay-home dad, he should have the liberty of doing so. And he should not be looked down upon. Okay. If the man wants to be working in fashion industry, or maybe working for some other female oriented job spaces, he should be allowed to. Yes, first. What else? Can a woman get harassed only, or a male can also get harassed? Male can also get harassed. Recently, the domestic violence, yeah, देखो तुम लोग भी हंस रहे हो, देख रहे हो? Mindset. You know, recently domestic violence act was neutralized, was made gender neutral. लिखना है भाई ये पेपर में. या तुम लोग, मुझे पक्का लग रहा है तुम लोग है ना ऐसे सुन रहे हो जैसे ना ये लिख रहे हो ना. मतलब सब बिकॉज है ना तुम लोग ऐसे देख रहे हो, मुझे फेसेस तुम्हारे ऐसे ऐसे नजर आ रहे हैं, लिखता वो कोई बहुत कम नजर आ रहा है. So domestic violence act was made gender neutral because there have been cases also where wives were harassing and doing domestic violence on husbands. Many cases. This means that just looking at one side of the mirror, or just looking at the one side, we should not pass judgments. Simple. So men empowerment is also necessary. Men empowerment in the sense of making them more secure and making them understand that it is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to seek help, and it is okay to express their vulnerabilities. Because, how many of you, the male, how many of boys think that they can handle a bold, smart, achiever, financially independent woman? Raise your hand if you can handle her. You can handle? See? Difficult? Because it requires a strong, secure, internal personality to handle a strong girl. Families cannot handle. Families are not ready. But problem is girls are becoming more and more empowered. Families and boys now don't have a choice. Toppers are girls. Girls are taking up more and more bold roles. And in the marriage market, अभी तो तुम लोग वहाँ पे जा नहीं रहे होंगे ना, अभी तो तुम पढ़ाई कर रहे हो. But lot of my students are currently in that age where they have got selected and they are now looking for marriage thing. So the problem is boys are not getting girls, and the reason is girls are high achievers. The moment the boy wants to talk to any girl, the salary of girl is already double, or she is higher qualification than a. So it is also creating a change, but the change is happening. Fine, but not all change is good. But not all change is good. Because radical feminism or revolutionary feminism or pseudo-feminism is bad. And what is pseudo-feminism? So the girls don't want to improve or they don't want to deserve the independence, they just want to claim it. Have you seen girls? घर का काम भी नहीं करना, बाहर भी नहीं जाना, नखरे पूरे. मतलब they don't want to earn, they don't want to do household chores, taking no responsibility but same respect. This is again wrong. This is again wrong. Pseudo feminism. Just accepting or treating that wearing short clothes is the empowerment. Meaningless. Clothes are neither empowering nor disempowering. It is just a cultural thing. Similarly, girls trying to defy the basic family harmony, that is again wrong, because the whole societal structure gets disturbed. Things like live-in that are happening, it's fine. Freedom should be exercised, but with the sense of security and responsibility. Sense of responsibility means that that as Sartre says, that one should be responsible for the decisions you are taking, even for the consequences. You have to see whether you are empowered enough to be the, revolutionary of your generation. Remember, everybody loves Bhagat Singh, but nobody wants Bhagat Singh to be born in their family. We all write the names of big feminists or big this and that. But it takes courage to bring the change. And bringing the change in a harmonious way. Perfect. Fine. तो इसी के साथ आज के प्रवचन खत्म होते हैं. भक्तजनों, अरे भक्तजनों, आज का हमारा समागम, धर्म समागम यहीं पे खत्म होता है. आज एक्सटेंडेड क्लास थी, लेकिन हाँ कुछ और भी हमारे ऐसे भक्त जन है जहां मुझे अभी और समस्याएं सुलझानी है. तो अब की संगोष्ठी परसों करेंगे, ठीक है? लेट अस मीट ऑन मंडे. अब अच्छा मैम जयकारा लगा दे. बोलो फेमिनिज्म. हम तो वही पढ़ रहे ना. नहीं, जेंडर इक्वालिटी. अरे नहीं यार, सॉरी. आज से अगर हम ही इक्वानिमिटी को अभी से हम लोग प्रमोट नहीं करेंगे तो कैसे बनेगा एक दिन वो रिलीजन? इक्वानिमिटी का जयकारा पर बैठ सा नहीं रहा. हाँ हाँ, कुछ जयकारा ढूंढ के लाओ. हाँ, कोई स्लोगन सा जिससे कि ना, मतलब इक्वानिमिटी को हिंदी में कहते हैं समता भाव. समता भाव बना रहे. चलो बाय बाय.